Today's piece was painted in freezing cold weather. No acrylic pour, no shortcuts. Just spray paint, tape, blade and markers. Midnight blue into purple background, brush tips, splatters, and then a deep chrome Wildstyle over top. I think this might be one of my cleanest chrome pieces I've done on canvas.
Hey gang, what is going on? My name is S1. I'm a writer from Montreal, Canada, and I'm here in the snow today, freezing my balls off to make this big canvas. I'm going to use a different technique today. Instead of an acrylic pouring, I'm going to do everything with spray paint. I'm going to spray paint the whole background in deep blues and purples and such. I'm going to make everything all faded, nice with leaks and dirty with scratches and everything. And then we're going to let it dry for a while and paint a super big piece on it. So stick with me and we'll rock it out. Boom!
I wanted this one to be different. No acrylic pouring, no fluid base, just raw spray paint and control. The idea was a midnight blue fade into purple, atmospheric but not dramatic. Then a straight left 3D chrome Wildstyle, edge to edge, horizontally, but leaving space at the top and bottom so it feels balanced. I didn't want a glow piece, I wanted structure. I sprayed this outside in freezing temperatures. When you spray in cold weather, the paint behaves differently. It thickens, it mists heavier. But honestly, that worked in my favor. I started with midnight blue across the whole canvas, then faded purple towards the center, and instead of soft cap blending only, I used hard brushed bristles. I pulled the leaks both directions while the paint was still wet. That created this cool streaking effect. Not clean drips, but controlled movement.
Alright, so I had to bring the canvas in for a while to let it dry because apparently paint doesn't dry too fast when it's cold outside. Who knew? I did. But anyways, come over, come close. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. No, a little closer. Alright, so check this out, okay? So what I want to do is I want to make some streaks going down. So I'm going to spray paint very close to get some leaks going on. Then I'm going to gently brush with this hard brush to get that design going. Check it out. Now it's leaking. I'm going to go in with this. Gently brush down. Not too much, not too hard. Go back at it a little more. And just gentle passes till I get the result that I need. Now, because this is the middle part is lighter, I'm going in with my darker color first, then my mid-tone, then my lightest color on top. I did the complete opposite for the blue. Right, now I'm coming in with my mid-tone. And make sure you always go very straight to make sure those streaks are not all crooked. All right, now I'm going to do some splatters everywhere. I'm going to do the same thing again. One very straight and two from darkest to lightest. Alright, I feel like I put a bit too much. There's too much going on down here. I want to keep it dark, so I'm going to go back in with my dark blue. Just very gently to respect that paint. Alright, the last thing I want to do before I brush up the top is sputter a bit of white on there. Just a tad. There we go. What do you think?
I kept some of the drips over top. I didn't want to crowd the center too much. I wanted to keep this natural lighting going on. After that, I splattered shades across the brushed areas to add texture. Not too much, just enough to give it depth. Once it dried completely, I taped the entire piece and sketched it freehand. No projector, no transfer. Here's something that's very important. When you lay your tape on top of the canvas, make sure that you overlap every single piece of tape, and make sure you rub each intersection with your nail or a plastic card so that the spray paint doesn't seep under the tape afterwards. I used my trusty black Sharpie to finalize the sketch on the tape. Then I gently cut it out using an X-Acto blade. Here's one thing I noticed though. When you do an acrylic pour, there's a thick layer of paint on the canvas that prevents your blade from going through. But this time, the spray paint created a very thin coat on the canvas, and I almost punctured it a few times using my blade. Be careful out there.
Alright, so here's the idea. Okay, I'm going to layer this in 4 tones of gray. My lightest tone is going to be this silver. I don't want to put too much, very light passes. I really don't want the silver to overpower. I just want it to shine in the end. And I'm going to come back with my darker colors and try to make a fade in the middle. Alright, check it out.
I know this overspray looks really muddy right now, but just wait till I take off the tape. After the spray work, I brought it inside. This piece feels different from my pour-based canvases. It's more controlled, more intentional, less experimental, more technical. Chrome forces discipline. Every band matters, every outline matters, every shadow matters. And when it's freezing cold outside, you can't go thick with your paint. It's just gonna leak. And those leaks will show in the end. I used Posca and Guangna acrylic markers for all the line work. The 3D is a straight left drop, no focal point this time, just a solid black and dark blue structure. In one of my last videos, I explained how to use paint on your fingers to create depth on your canvas. This time, I masked the entire piece with paper, and I spray painted the shadow underneath using MTN 94 Spectral Black. The key is soft edges. You don't want a cartoon drop shadow. You want it to feel like the piece is sitting slightly off the surface. That grounded everything. That shadow created so much depth on top of that light source. Man, really like it. I thickened the outline around the letters to give it weight. Not the inside though.
Find me in the middle of the map, right in the center. I'm a saint right now, but we all born sinners. Take a couple L's if you want to be a winner. When I think about the beat, synonymous with then I've been eating too long. Still
I added a silver inline, then a light gray uni around the whole piece to separate it from the background.
Italian manners, Midwest flow, country grammar, out the slammer, way too free, and I rep my set.
I really like how the marker work changes the feel from raw to polished.
Yeah, I mean that it come before the fall, grace deserving all. My son had me there, Yahweh took it all. I spit the truth in the booth, shaking lies off for ya. My God, covered in the blood, you would think that I was fangs on Dracula. My God, flip it all around, you would think he had your life on spatula. All ops will get massacred on the day that he comes right back for us. They said an early bird.
I gotta tell you, man, I enjoyed this process so much. I feel like my style evolved just over this canvas. Alright, time to sign this.
Tell me why they sleeping on me, on me, tell me why they sleeping on me.
And here's the final piece. Now, I don't know if you guys are watching till the end, because I get no comments on my videos. So let me know what you prefer, man. Bananas or carrots? I don't know. Let me know what you think about this new direction I'm taking. Should I do more raw spray paint on background? More chrome? Or go back to fluid-based experiments? Anyways, if you enjoyed this one, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next piece. Till next time, stay up.